Now, the other place you can run a Microsoft Whiteboard, which is kind of fun, kind of interesting, are on iOS devices such as an iPhone or an iPad, as well as Android devices. In my case, I have a large Android device, a NearHub S55 interactive display. Let's take a look at how we can run the Microsoft Whiteboard on both of these devices. On an iOS device, I'll go to the App Store. I'll search up for Microsoft Whiteboard or just Whiteboard, and Microsoft Whiteboard will show up. I already have it installed, so I can go in and read the description of it, but I'll just open it up and I'll get the whiteboard. Now, because I'm logged in with my Bruce Wayne account, you'll see all my whiteboards are there, and I'm just going to open one that doesn't have anything on it. And I have the plus button at the bottom, which gives me my menu. There's quite a lot of the features there. I can insert a note, for example. I can type on the note. When I'm happy, I can hit the check mark, so I can put that note into the whiteboard, move it around. I can go to the plus menu down at the bottom again. I can see things like put in different pens. Notice I don't have as many pens, that makes sense. But I do have a lot of colors, and I do have the ability to change the thickness of the pen. I'm writing with my finger, so if on an iPad I would use the pencil, so that's quite nice. I can go in and I can add a shape. You don't see the color of the shapes here, but you can change the colors, so I can modify those as well. I can go in and put reactions onto the whiteboard. All of this is being captured on my OneDrive, so this will be persistent. So if I open it up in another device, if I open it up on my computer, all of this will be on this whiteboard. And I can go in, I can import documents. This would be from my whiteboard or even from some team sites that I'm a member of. And I could even put templates on here, but this is a very small screen to be putting templates on. So you can really use this as a mobile device to grab things such as photos. And so here's an example where I can grab from my photo library, I can take a photo. So here I have a book in the studio on artificial intelligence, and maybe there's a formula in this book that I want to share on the whiteboard. I can go ahead and take a capture of that. I can then use that photo, and now I have that photo as part of the whiteboard. And if I go in and I open this whiteboard on a computer or in a Teams meeting, this will all still be there. I can go in and make annotations. It's not really great for annotations. Even if I move the highlighter up to a fairly thick amount, it's not really that thick. Plus it has the auto shape on here, so it grabs the auto shape. So I'll just erase this off and we'll clean that up. But what I can do is I could use maybe the red pen, and I could do some underlining of this, and that'll allow me to go in and make some notes that'll be there when I use this in a lecture or any presentation. You can zoom in and see that it's quite good, and you can get some good resolution on there. The camera on an iPhone is quite nice. So there's all my different whiteboards there. I can delete them, do a little bit of management in here, but I'll be able to go in and share them, export them, put on collaborative cursors, and you actually get backgrounds and such. So there are quite a few of the features that you'd expect to see even on a larger whiteboard. Microsoft Whiteboard will also work on large interactive displays, in this case a NearHub S55 running the Android operating system or a version thereof. And you can see that there are some limitations. I'm not going to be able to use loop components, for example. If I start a new whiteboard here, I'll go in, and one of the things I really like with the interactive displays is that I can go in and use templates. Templates work really nicely on the interactive displays because there's a lot more screen here. So we've gone from our little tiny iPhone all the way up to a large 55-inch interactive display. And I can go in and I can use pens, I can change the thickness. I'll often change the thickness to make it a little bit thicker when I'm using an interactive display. You can see this is not bad, but I might make this even a little bit thicker. And again, if I go in, you'll see that I could use some of the features. Not all of them are there. I can import photos and such. Again, I have the camera because this particular display does have a camera at the top. I can go in and I can insert links, so those will work. Using the Microsoft Whiteboard on your Mac is easy. You just have to open up a web browser, connect up to your account. So in this case, I'm using Safari. That's the built-in web browser for a Mac computer. And I've logged into whiteboard.office.com as Bruce Wayne. Let's open up one of the whiteboards, one of the ones we're familiar with at this point, and notice that I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can do all sorts of things with the whiteboard, just as if I was working off any other computer with a web browser. One quick note in this video for this course, it's a little bit slower because I'm using remote control software to remote control my Mac. On my Mac itself, this is very fast, it's very responsive. So if you see a little bit of lag, that's not the Mac, that's the remote control software just for this video. But you can see that I can do all of the different things here on the Mac. I can go in, I can resize the whiteboard. I can go in and install different components. It's actually quite funny. If I go for images, I search Bing through the Mac. So I go in here and I could choose, let's choose an apple. I think that's quite appropriate. So I'm using Bing Images on my Mac to search for a picture of an apple. We'll put that into the whiteboard here. And now I have a nice little apple using my Mac in order to work with the Microsoft Whiteboard. All of the different features are there, things like collaboration and such. So very useful, very handy, and a useful tool that you can use. It's really nice to be able to use the Microsoft Whiteboard across multiple devices because it is a web app. So it does work quite nicely on different devices. And then of course the device sort of determines what features may or may not be present, but the vast majority of features are present across all devices. It just depends to what extent. So for example, on the iPhone, I had a few less styluses. I didn't have certain ruler, for example, whereas on the Android device, again, I didn't have the ruler. I didn't have certain features, but a lot of the features were there for me, and it becomes a very portable as well as a useful tool in large display environments. So from the small to the large and everything in between, Microsoft Whiteboard is an app that'll work and help us communicate and have a lot of excitement in our presentations in an interactive, shared, collaborative way.